Varus. Why, man? I mean, we did have a good Varus yesterday. Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm a little late. Guess just Rakan. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what it is.
That's right. We've been winning quite a lot on Rakan lately. Not a good record overall on the season. Not terrible. We're probably at like close to 50% now, but... Okay, that's... Soraka is annoying. Okay, probably going to be getting harassed by stuff. I'm kind of like an overgrowth if they don't have a lot of CC. Like, it's not a huge deal, but, you know, 150 or 200 extra health can go a long ways on Rakan. I mean, the healing's nice, but it's like, I don't get plus healing and shielding stuff on my first item, or really even the second. A lot of times it's just Zeke. Sometimes it's Staff of Flowing Water, but I don't know. That could be a mistake. Not getting Revitalized instead, but... Especially because we're not maxing shield first. Okay, let me move the chat over here. What is this doing? Oh, it's trying to update. Okay, let me close out of that. Oh, not that one. Riot. This one. There we go. Minimize that. I've got WoW open on the side. So hopefully it doesn't lag. We'll see. I try to grab a couple of auction house things on the side. If it's lagging, then obviously we'll turn it off. Okay. Hopefully that's all good. And then, sorry, I do have a bit of a cold as well, if y'all can't tell. So, okay, it doesn't seem to be lagging. I mean, it's 2021. I have like a decent computer. It should be able to run a 15-year-old game and an 11-year-old game at the same time.
We in game? Shit.
Yeah, we're in game.
Twiggy Man's about to be.
Hell yeah.
Humans claim it is theirs.
Okay, well, I'm guessing Varus played with her recently and he's mad about it. I doubt they'll invade, but you might as well. I figure in this elo bracket, you might as well just put your ward down. Especially because I have Ghost Portal, it can last a little bit longer. I did release an ADC tier list today, and then I'll do my thoughts on the upcoming patch tomorrow.
It don't take a lot of words to tell
I mean, they're close. Okay.
If it don't get out of control, it ain't a party.
And I'll probably release a like a healer overview for TBC. I kind of wanted to play. I was gonna do a druid one, but I kind of wanted to play a little bit of it with the new talents, just so I could get a sense of.
Oh my god, the new talents! I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, huge.
Oh yes.
No dead zone on hunters.
What's that?
I said I think there's no dead zone on hunters, right, in TBC, or is it like a very low dead zone? I think it's much reduced dead zone.
What do you mean by that?
I thought that you can't like use your ranged attack if someone's like so close to you or something. On hunter. Is that not correct?
I think you have a... I can't remember.
I know, I thought I heard some hunters talking about it in chat, like, hallelujah, no dead zone. Where basically, like, you can't use your bow if a rogue's in your face or something like that. You can't auto-attack with your bow, but apparently, I think they got rid of that in TBC.
To where you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would obviously be pretty massive. I mean, that the mana drain you were talking about, the poison thing, like Serpent Sting or whatever, would be pretty OP against Priests for sure. 'Cause they have no way of getting rid of that. Druids, I think it counts as a poison, right? So Druids could cleanse it, but...
They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy
Oh lord.
and its fury.
Why are we invading this early?
Oh, he failed it.
It's gonna die. Oh,
I don't think we can turn it.
Time to show it.
Dude, why'd you auto?
so stupid.
If
Like-
Zaya says someone has to die, they die. And they deserved it.
Why would you invade when you don't have priority in bot? As Warwick too, it's not like you're really gonna kill him, you know?
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is.
I mean, it's like Azir middle and Rakan bottom, like we just don't have a super hardcore early game.
Yeah, if I had my ult, maybe, but
Yeah. I mean, their early game's not amazing either, but it's on their property.
I need some fun. Now!
We're the ones like losing XP and gold to rotate over there because it's pushing into us. It's just really bad. God, there's almost no point in like even harassing them with Soraka. So obnoxious. Hey, what's up, Mal? Yeah, I see that is first. Oh god. She's going harvest too. Oof. Well, we are getting killed. Darius is stomping tops. That's good.
yeah.
What kind of hunter are you? You elf?
Night elf, yeah. Maybe.
They ain't ready for what?
Why not dwarf, dude? What's up?
I don't like the aesthetic. I'm sorry. The night elf, way back. Not going to be a dwarf.
That's right. And keep it
The
real.
world isn't about collecting stuff. It's about seeing stuff.
Elves are just cooler. What's up, Sammy? Ugh. Just farming Dark Harvest stacks on us. We're already getting massacred, but it's gonna get worse. We don't have that much consistent threat on Soraka either. We have a little bit of dive, but yeah, it's not a lot of pressure on old Soraka though.
I look around these forests and I see
It's not a Fizz or a Zed or something. Hey, what's up, one viewer?
Don't leave nothing. Bring it on.
Long time? Has it been a long time? Or since you've seen one viewer?
I'm
God.
gonna take all they got, then laugh.
Yeah, if I go in and she silences me, we're pretty much done. Oh, there's the silence. Maybe I can trade here. And at least get some stacks on my item. Yo, what's up, Nagarake?
Because I'm free.
Picks one of the worst ADCs, complains, losing lane.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to entertain myself. But you too!
Well, Paris might AFK off. He's gonna get dove here.
Humans think that to believe in something you have to be serious. That's their problem.
Well, I mean, he can't. What's he supposed to do? Run up like pre-6? He doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna have to mute. I don't know why I don't just mute every game. I mean, I get what Varus is saying, but he also picked a trash ADC, and
Let's see what's happening now.
for most people, anyways. And Warwick just has no pressure pre-6.
You will see my dance.
Soraka is very good against our comp because we don't have any consistent way to pressure her. Poke Varus is good if you're very good on him. I've seen like one good Poke Varus. He's not built for it. He has Halo Blades, which I think is bad. I think you have to do the Dark Harvest if you're gonna do Poke Varus. I'd say it's extremely skill shot. It's similar to something like Ezreal, right? If you hit everything, yeah, it can be pretty good. But are most people gonna be good on it? Probably not. I mean, Varus does have the CC, which is nice, so at least he does something when he's behind, but I don't know. Maybe he's better than I think he is, but there are a lot of other ADCs I'd rather have right now than Varus. He just takes too much skill to play correctly. Okay, I was about to say, please tell me we get that kill.
Fast.
They think they can catch me.
He's got TP too, so just be careful.
Okay.
There's the Q.
What'd you say? You missed the Q?
Yeah, he could have killed.
Soraka?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching. I was too busy trying to run with with 1%. But yeah, I'm not
Missed
not
his Q.
not surprised.
Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountains like flames.
Um,
Only the embers remain.
Hey, thanks, Muck. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start getting on time. I know it's been a meme for a long time, like actually around 11:30. My sleep schedule might actually get, well, he just walks up and dies to misfortune. My sleep schedule might actually start getting a little bit better at some point now that school's out, and
We have no future.
I think we're gonna put my daughter in full-time daycare starting in August, but it might get a little better before then. It's just a cold or allergies or something. I don't think it's that bad. It might sound a little gross. I apologize for that, but I'm not running a fever or anything. Yeah, I mean, what? Oh, Darius killed top already, so that's why he's rotating. Yeah, it's just really bad timing. I didn't have ult. They're already running. It's unfortunate. Halo Blades. I don't know. I mean, it does allow you to get 3 stacks for trading in lane if you actually get 3 auto attacks off and then, you know, land an ability. But against Soraka, who just heals, you know, any poke that you have, you basically have to all in. It's kind of all or nothing with Soraka. So I don't really understand, like, the Hail plus the lethality, because
I will dance.
your magic damage off of your blight stacks, I believe that's magic, or the damage off your blight stacks rather is magic. So lethality doesn't affect that. Your arrow is AD, so it does affect that. So if you're just sniping with arrows, yes, lethality's good. Dark Harvest can be AD, but so lethality makes sense there. But I feel like with Hail, I mean, I don't know what you take, honestly. You probably don't do lethal tempo anymore. Maybe it is just Hail. Still just feel like Dark Harvest is better, but I don't know.
I don't need to understand the plan. Trust me.
Whoa. I was gonna go back over, but guess I could have maybe shielded him one more time. Prowler's Claw? No way it's Prowler's Claw, right? Like, you have to mean the Gale Force. Prowler's Claw, like, you have to be in melee combat with him. I mean, I know that's a lethality item versus Gale Force is a crit item, but... Really? I don't know, maybe. I don't know the ranges on it. I thought Prowler's Claw is where you had to be really close.
And it's good times.
I guess it's just a lethality AD item? Okay, does the passive give more lethality or something? Is that what it is? I mean, I guess you could use it against assassins.
Humans talk
Maybe the active just doesn't matter. I feel like there has to be something better than that for, like, burst, poke. I mean, at that point, like, why not just something like Luden's? I guess your Q doesn't scale with AP, your ult does, and your Blight Stacks do, but... Seems rough. Malzahar's around. I've got ult, but...
They want us in cages.
Enemy rampage.
Yeah, they're
An ally
basically
has
full
been
health.
slain. Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist.
Maybe. I don't know. I've seen, like, 1 out of 10 good Varuses. It feels like, and it's like, when they're bad, they're very bad. Feels like there's no in between, like, you know, a 5, 5, and 5 Varus. It's always, like, either 1 in 10 or 10 in 1. It's because he has no escape, and people can just dive him all the time. I mean, you've got your ult to kind of peel for you when it's available, but kind of sad for Darius because he was doing pretty well early, and he was up like 5 plates and 3 kills and probably like 30 CS, but Varus is bad and mad. I mean, I don't doubt that those players playing it, like, it's gonna have some merit to it, right? Because they're obviously good players. I'm just not as confident in, like, platinum or gold people being able to pull that off.
Little spark of madness.
No offense, but just like pick Jinx, man. Just pick Jinx. Much easier to play, much more consistent, in my estimation. It's like, yeah, Faker can go whatever, 90% on Rise or Azir or whatever, but I don't want to see, or Akali, but I don't want to see random people playing that.
Enemy killing spree.
I mean, Varus is not as hard as those champs, but yeah, Malzahar is just gonna stick me. God, Malzahar is just so good. Like, I can't dive into him. It just feels like he's always relevant. Like, he very rarely, like, ultra pops off. You know, goes like 15 and 1 or something, but it feels like he's always relevant. Like, it seems like you almost never see, like, an 0 and 10 Malzahar who's not doing anything in the game, you know?
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
It's always got, like, a 2 KDA, 3 KDA, something like that, and just that point-click ult. So good. Is he gonna bleed out? Oh, come on, please.
Nope, he ain't bleeding.
The heals. Oh, Warwick's got him though? No, Soraka's gonna heal him. This is gonna be a bait.
Oh.
Well, maybe not. Soraka ran away. He didn't have his ult. Excited for Rise getting a buff. Hey, it's good to see you again too. I think we saw you the other night here. Yeah. I think next patch looks cool. I'll try to post up my video about it tomorrow. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good things. I know Jason's gonna love the mana cost reduction on his ear. Q too. 15 seems like a big deal early.
I agree.
See to make it a 3-second cooldown.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water.
We're honestly not out of it.
They've never
Yeah,
seen
I mean
me
we're down
Just gotta
4
kill-
kills. We are
just
down
have to kill
towers,
MF.
but yeah. We can maybe carry it. I mean, I've got Shirelia's, which is gonna be very good with Darius, and like they don't have any peel.
Honestly, we need to kill the Soraka.
Yeah, she has Shirelia's too. She's smart. But yeah, I mean they have like pretty much no peel, so.
Put some damage on.
Yeah, she's just gonna heal it back, but
Yeah,
might as well make her use a little mana. That's not good. We got ult.
Varus is
but-
gonna die.
There's wildness.
Yeah, Warwick's
in the
top.
flowers. Just a fury human.
Wait, did he ult already? I guess he
Yes, he
ulted.
did.
Yeah. Interesting.
Honestly, probably would have died.
Yeah.
And their bot. I guess we kind of have to go defend that.
I'm coming.
Or can we kill him?
Yeah, he's going.
Yes, be careful.
Yeah, it's
I don't
fine.
think we want to fight that. Oh, I mean to miss that. Well,
It's fine.
they can just come into my tower. That's fine.
I feel good.
She ulted.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so good, Darius.
Shut down.
So good.
Got him.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
Shut down. Can we just get?
Can you could probably get Baron? I don't know.
Your turret
Varus is so far behind and he's not on hit. I think we just maybe have to reset. Dragon's up.
God, barrier.
Damn it, now he beats us 2v1 basically.
I'm guessing I'm gonna have to get Oblivion Orb here.
Yeah, that was funny, David. Oh yeah, it will. I'm absolutely sure it will. This is just like really early access. When's it coming out in like the fall? They're gonna let Legend get a hold of it probably. Maybe I can hit him up. I don't know. I think I've still got like 30,000 subs or something. Hundreds of channels or hundreds of videos. Maybe they'll give it to me if I ask. But they'll definitely let Legend and some of the big boys do it. Especially Legend. Legend's like all in on Total War. Like a lot of the other content creators are kind of like playing other strategy games and stuff like that. A lot of the other big people. So Legend's kind of the... And I'm pretty sure he's the biggest one.
Remember my name.
Such a smart move for him to come back from Paradox, because he was kind of mad at them for a little while, because I think they didn't give him a demo. And then he was like playing Paradox, which is like alright, but it just had just a much bigger audience. Total War does, I think. Not that Paradox games are bad, I think they are probably pretty cool, but...
Try and go kill Malzahar.
What humans call
Okay.
magic, we call
They might be on Baron. Are they on Baron?
how awesome I
No.
am.
Okay, they're all just solo queuing, yellow queuing. Good. Let me get us back in the game.
How is that even possible?
Alright. It's warded. They see me.
Woo! I am so into this. What is this?
Paris needs to heal, man, so we can actually fight.
Nothing's fun without risk.
Oh, damn! This Vera's popping off!
This looks like another dangerous situation.
Cleaning up all these kills. Damn. It's close. Oh, oh, oh! Does he have the grab? Shit, that's... He's gonna run me down. It's like, anybody gonna get... You've got Grievous, I guess. Varus, of course, doesn't. Yeah, that is true. Like... It felt like a lot. When I tried to play Stellaris, like, it was pretty cool, but it was like $100 to get everything. Like, it just felt like there wasn't much of a discount. And I put a lot of hours in it to try to learn it, and it was really fun, but then I just thought I was going too slow, so I would need to restart, and then I just never did. Live battles would be really cool, too. I know that's not kind of their thing. I guess Civ 6 does it without live battles, too, but... I mean, that was a bad fight. I guess I should have just let Darius die, and then maybe I could have defended. That's bad.
They ain't seen moves.
Well,
They're scared of
I mean, Azir does have it, but that was just dumb. Like, Darius basically tried to 1v3 under their tower. It was just too far. Like, I think Shirelia's and trying to catch Misfortune in the river was a decent play, but once everyone else was there... That's one of the hardest things, at least that I have a hard time doing, is...
I'm getting impatient.
Like, seeing a play that looks pretty good and you go for it, and then all of a sudden it turns bad. Like, being able to switch gears and say, you know what, it didn't work. Because people just don't want to be wrong. Like, when you do a play, you just kind of commit to it.
You let it be.
It's like, well, I'm already committed to it. When a lot of times you could just, you know, leave.
I don't think we can test that.
Yeah. Especially with Rakan. Like, feels like you almost always have an exit.
I don't need
Yeah, it's just wind. I mean, it's not great to give him any soul, but we just can't. We had to deal with Trinomir, who's up like 100 CS now. Requires 2 people. Holy shit. God, I was like silenced and CC'd for so long. I guess I should have just ulted the Trundle. I was just going to reset and look for a better opportunity. Never came.
Not hitting moves. Like, are we gonna ace them? Maybe?
I think Straka's going to get away, but it's pretty close. Yeah, maybe if I just ult the Trundle there. Maybe that gets better for us. I guess they do have 3 grievous wounds now with Thornmail. So they're getting it, but...
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love
How Darius saw it. He didn't. I mean, he crushed him in lane. It's just... we just didn't close. So has Emmy actually been improved? What is Emmy? Mortal Empires? Like, now or Warhammer 3?
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the music.
Dude, I heard there was some kind of exploit today with the Battlegrounds. People were getting like 10 times the normal experience. That's what I heard, but I don't know. Something goofy was going on with it.
I don't do.
There were a bunch of people that were like setting up for pre-made like super fast loss Arathi Basin. Like they would just go in as a pre-made, I guess, and just sit there and lose in 5 minutes.
I am the style.
Just because they were getting 10x experience, so it wasn't even worth trying to win. Which is pretty troll. I mean, I know there's a lot of like exploitative stuff out there that's like, you know, the boosting stuff, like mage boosting and things like that, and
It's all right. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
but that one just feels like that just feels kind of shitty because like in Battlegrounds, some people actually want to, you know, play, right? Like mage, the boosting doesn't really hurt a lot of people. I can't. Well, I shut her up for a second, but we just don't have any way to deal with Soraka at this point. She just has too many items. Well, I mean, if Trundle ints like that, I guess it's possible. Right, we just... like, the only way we get to Soraka is people run at her, and that's just not going to be good enough. I mean, if I have Shirelia's ready, and, like, Darius is right there with me, maybe we get him, but that just hasn't happened. I keep peeling Trundle with the ult, and then Soraka just silences me and I die. Well, I mean, yeah, of course they want to make money on the boost, but I think there's a legit reason for the level 58 boost, because a lot of people don't want to level from 1 to 16 Classic. People who liked TBC, you know, didn't want to spend 100 hours leveling in Classic. That might have been one of the main reasons why they didn't want to play Classic. And so, I mean, I totally understand it. Or people who already have a character and just maybe want to reroll and try something else if their class got bad, or they just want to try something different who have already had that leveling experience. You know, I think it's fine. I don't think it's the game itself is free. Keep that in mind. When you had to originally play Burning Crusade, it was like 50 or 60 bucks, and you didn't get anything. You didn't get a boost or anything. You just got to play the game. Versus, like, right now, it's free. I think if they really wanted to milk people, they could have charged, like, 40 bucks for it, and people probably would have paid it. But they chose not to do that.
What's free?
Burning Crusade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you still have to pay a subscription, but they're not, like, making you buy the expansion, you know? Like,
Oh, yeah, no.
like they did back in the day. So yeah, I mean, I just don't think they're as, like, not everything is as turbo, especially when it's like, it's, not current content. That's the best way to put it. So like when WoW Classic was first released, they didn't do it, right? But now that it's not going to be current content, then they're going to let people boost up to 58. The gear that you get is garbage, so you're not going to go to Outland unless you run some dungeons or something. You're not going to be as strong as someone who spent all that time Nax gearing and stuff like that. I think they have had everyone pay for every expansion, right? Like, Shadowlands costs money. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think they're... like, their only motivation is to exploit people out of as much money as possible, right? Of course, they're a company of, you know, a big publicly traded multi-billion-dollar company. Of course they want to make money, right? But I just don't think that their primary motivation is to milk everybody for everything. Some things push the boundaries a little bit. But as I've said before, I think that it's a good value proposition for players who don't want to grind the levels again, right? Because it's like 100 hours, you're paying $40 for that. And what that's like $2.50 an hour or less. I don't even remember, like 30 cents an hour, something like that. Which, you know, their demographic, a lot of it's going to be working adults. So 30 cents an hour is a good deal for 100 hours of time. And even their, you know, package with the Warp Stalker mount or whatever, you get the boost, which is worth $40. Then you get a month of game time, which is $15. That's $55. And then I think you get fast. You get like that fast mount or whatever too, which the mount is cool. You know, it's like a $15 skin for League of Legends or something. And I think you get a higher level of writing skill too, which I believe is like 600 gold. Which, you know, if people can farm 50 gold an hour, your average person or something like that, then that's like 12 hours for $15. And you get a skin basically with it. You get a mount with a skin. So I think it's actually a pretty good value proposition for what it is in that ecosystem and compared to other games. I know everybody wants everything for free, but like, it's not bad. And you don't have to do it, right? You can still keep playing the game for free, just pay the subscription. You can even do the WoW token from retail, just farm in-game on retail, do the WoW token, and then you don't even have to pay for a subscription. So you can play the game totally free if you want. But to avoid excessive grind to pay for the best items, but that's not what it is though, right? You're not avoiding grind for the best items. It's a mount. You know, you can get other mounts. I think there are some features to it that are cool, like that are different from other mounts, from what I understand, but it's not like they're selling you Blades of Azeroth or something like that in Burning Crusade. So yeah, I mean, you're right. There's always a slippery slope argument, but, you know, it hasn't slipped out yet. Wait, is that... So 10? Oh, just a 1 hour maintenance. Okay, so I think that's fixing the battleground stuff or something or other like that. So I don't know. Once again, I'm just trying to like think about it reasonably from a financial perspective, especially compared to other games. Most of what they're giving you is cosmetics. I thought I had this. Well, it just depends. I mean, I don't know what their pay-to-win features are in other games, but I'm not familiar with their other games. But maybe they learned from that. I don't know. Are you talking about Diablo, like a mobile game or something? I guess let's do Rakan again. I think it's going to be Galio, which is
really?
Probably Galio bottom, right? Talon middle, Garen top. Unless it's like Talon or Garen support. I guess it could be Echo support. I think it's Galio support. Which against that, we do need to take the, probably. Well, do we? I mean, really? Is that CC? Like, I'm just dead if I get hit by the CC, I think. Oh, yeah. Diablo, wait, is that the, oh, the real cash shop? Yeah, Diablo is kind of a train wreck. I'll give you that. That was pretty messed up. Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible they screw up and do stuff. I just don't feel like they've that it's too excessive yet with Classic. But it is totally possible that they could. I think that they really need for Classic to be successful, though. You don't play WoW. Grinding for best items not a core gameplay loop. No. Well, I mean, there are skill expression things that you have to do to get to the best item. So, like, early on, yes, you can grind to get gold, and gold can get you pretty good items, but to get the best, like, you know, items, you have to either raid, which requires a highly coordinated group, and usually some form of practice and progression, so lots and lots of dying while you learn fights and get everyone organized together. So it's pretty challenging. At least some of the stuff is. Some of it's easy. Some of the entry level raids are pretty easy, but it can be pretty challenging. But, you know, so it's not guaranteed that if you just like roll up that you're going to get the best items, you know. The players themselves have devised a system where you can pay a lot of gold to get items out of raids through this GDKP system, but the system itself, with like proper terms of service, you're supposed to have to do the raids. And it's going to be harder to do that in Burning Crusade for a long time because the raids are smaller. So, you know, if you're carrying one person for GDKP, that's 1 out of 25 instead of 1 out of 40. And the raids are just a lot harder in general. Or you have to do arenas, which is like player versus player, and that gear's better for player versus player. And that is just a straight skill check. Like, you get, it's an elo system just like League of Legends, where you play against other teams 2v2 or 3v3 and you fight, and so you just have to be better than all the other players to get the good gear. So it's not just a, it's not like Diablo, where it's just literally just, as far as I understand Diablo 2 back in the day was just literally just grind it over and over and over again. It is gated behind either challenging cooperative team play with raids, or with really skilled player versus player gameplay. WoW is pretty endgame heavy. I don't know. It just depends on who you ask. I really don't mind the boost as long as it's not current content. Right? Because I think everyone's had time. If they really wanted to play Classic and level in Classic, they've had plenty of time to do that. And you can still do it. No one is forcing you to boost, you know? But everyone's all up in arms about the boost. It's like, there are a lot of people who just want to do the end game. And some people say, oh, well, that's like not playing the game. It's like, well, playing the game means whatever someone wants it to mean. Right? Maybe some people just want to do the end game stuff and they don't want to do that grind. Other people have, like I said, had a lot of time to do it for years, and maybe someone's just now getting back into it. Okay, I'll take it. He was DC'd or typing or something, but...
Hell yeah.
You will learn what beauty truly is.
Well, I mean, that's a very, very niche audience, though. Like, Warcraft 3 Reforged, it's just an absolute train wreck. It was horrible, and yeah, that was really bad. I'm not saying Blizzard doesn't do a lot of bad stuff, but it's not on, like, that's an RTS, though. That's a classic game with an RTS, so they're not going to do any rebalancing. I think they're pretty upfront about that. Like, that game's been around for 20 years. They haven't really done any rebalancing for classic WoW, or not very much. Aside from trying to, like, work on some exploits, but... And it's an RTS, too, right? So they're, like... Back in the day with StarCraft, they didn't do an update for, like... Even when that was, like, their current game, they didn't do an update for years, like 5 years or something, a balance update. That's just how those old games worked. And RTS is such a small marketplace, like... Almost nobody plays RTSs anymore on like a wide scale. It's extremely niche because it's very, very difficult to play RTSs, and it's just not really appealing to a lot of modern gamers. Like StarCraft and Warcraft and stuff like that. You know, to be performing at a really high level, you gotta have like hundreds of APM, you know, actions per minute, and it's just extremely difficult macro-wise and micro. What do you mean? Unranked? What do you mean if it's an unranked system for WoW?
Okay, Rakan. Get them watching. Then you burn them up.
And they... Yeah, well, I mean, people fuck up. I don't know. Like, it was bad. Sure. I mean,
Fire. Hey,
obviously it was bad. Like, they've done a lot of bad stuff. They're losing a lot of subscribers. You know, their World of Warcraft, like, people who are playing retail has dropped precipitously in the last 3 to 5 years. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people echo that, but that doesn't mean that they can't, like, produce a game that's worth playing. Like, we already know what Burning Crusade is, you know? Like, it's not a secret. There are a couple of things they're changing, but it's like a known product for the most part. But those games weren't bad because of their microtransactions. Maybe Diablo was, but the other ones were just like failed relaunches and things like that. I don't know, not everyone has to trust them, but you know, again, I think people for the most part know what they're getting with Burning Crusade. But I don't know, I mean, not everyone has to play it.
Smile. Everyone is watching.
I mean, it's not like I'm exclusively going to be playing that, right? Like, I'm still going to be doing League. I'm still going to be doing, you know, Total War. I think that's how a lot of people are, too. Like, people are probably going to play some TBC, but they'll play some other stuff, too.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah, I mean, like, the rating, you know, just standard people rating is not as skill expressive as something like League of Legends. But it's not, like, just a cakewalk where you just sit there and hit your head against the wall for, you know, 12 hours a day grinding and get all the best gear. It's not like RNG. Again, there are ways players can exploit that to, you know, get around stuff, but it's not the norm. Just like in League of Legends, you can buy a boost, right, and get to Diamond, but I don't think that that means that League of Legends is a bad game to play just because there's a small number of people that, you know, boost their account to Diamond. Or because Riot, you know, sells you skins, or these, like, season passes, or chromas, or whatever the hell else, the Eternals. You know, Riot has a lot of monetization as well. Like, they don't charge you a subscription, and I like Riot a lot, but I just feel like that's the standard for just almost any game that's like a multiplayer game is going to have cosmetics you can purchase. Like, that's just how monetization works these days. Most of them don't charge you a subscription, but I've heard it's actually pretty expensive to run, like, MMO servers and stuff too, because it's a persistent world.
Magic.
Like, no doors. I guess instances have load screens, but very, very few load screens and doors and things like that, so. Really? He auto-attacked a minion? Okay. That's fine. Wow, that was almost a disaster. Wow, he still had flash? What? All that, and he still had flash. So I don't know. I mean, I totally, you're making valid points. Like, everything you're saying is 100% correct, right? Like, to some extent. Like, they have had a lot of bad games. A lot of, like, bad recent releases. Their numbers have been bad, but I think they've been pretty good based on what they've done so far with Burning Crusade. Yes, kind of the pre-patch launch was sort of a disaster, but at least they didn't push it back for like a month or something. It was like less than 24 hours. So I don't know. I think it'll be all right.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead.
As far as MMOs go, it's probably one of the better ones. I would like to try out FF14 at some point too, but Classic TBC is not out yet. They did the pre-patch today, which means it has a lot of the changes from TBC, but you just can't go into Outland yet. So it's got like new talents, and you can play Draenei and Blood Elves. And that's 2 weeks before Burning Crusade comes out on June 1st. Where you can actually go through the portal and all that stuff.
I dance because I'm free. Humans claim it is theirs.
Talon.
They fence us away.
Yeah, he's River. Alright. I mean, a lot of people are doing just kind of remakes and retros of just about everything. In movies and games and all this. People just like the nostalgia. That's fine. I don't know where he's going. Probably top, I would guess. He might be trying to come down here, but maybe they're trying to bait us. They're like not in the lane at all. Did they just back? Oh, he's top? Okay.
Oh, Galio's mid.
Okay. Maybe they're arguing or something? Well, I don't know if I can kill him.
That's why it's the truth.
Need a cannon wave. Oh, he used his W. I mean, Galio does have ult too.
Yeah, he was looking all.
Talents.
Rampage.
I'm gonna
down.
live forever.
Yeah, he's gone.
Shut down.
I dig seeing stuff.
That's fine. I mean, they had to send a bunch of people down there to deal with it, and we still just went 1 for 1. They did get a shutdown, but they had to use a lot of resources on it. And he lost experience to tower, so.
Filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Oh, I missed. How fed? Alright, Graves is not that fed, I guess.
I'm gonna show people some of the strength. Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist.
Oh yeah, I was up late as hell. But if it's a daycare day for my daughter, if I'm gonna take her in at 7 anyways, I just figure I might as well just stay up. I didn't sleep during the day while she's at daycare.
Right. Moves right. Time to show it. Humans think that to believe in something you have to be serious about. That's their problem.
Oh, I missed.
I don't want a world that's safe.
He's probably got his ult back again, so we gotta be careful.
He backed.
Okay. I really need to get these wards. They have a lot of CC though.
Turret plating will fall soon.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be bad. Like, any way you cut it, it's bad. But, I don't know. I don't think you have to cancel a culture's entire brand or anything they could ever come up with in the future just because they have a bad release. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't leave nothing.
oh, nice.
Bring it all.
I think people can make mistakes. Companies can make mistakes. Yeah, they've made a lot of them, but, you know, there can be a gem in the rough, especially because you basically know what this product is, right? Like, it's not like a new game.
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for
They
the
could
fun.
find ways to ruin it, potentially, but I'm just kind of optimistic about it. I think it's fine. If that's what people are in the market for, you know?
I got three.
For classic MMO, I think, you know, it is what it is.
That's who I am.
Wow. Alright. Sucks they get anything off of us with this being this far ahead, but... Try to snipe it with an arrow. Please tell me Graves has smite. He does. Okay.
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, look, if people don't want to play it, they don't have to play it, right? I mean, that's just what it comes down to at a certain point. Like, people are just either gonna want to play the game or not. I think it's pretty clear, like, what it is, right? So it's just either people want to buy it or not. Or not even buy it. It doesn't even cost any money to buy. People want to play it or not. They might even give you a month of free game time if you sign up. I can't remember if they do or not. I know you can, like, test it out, or you used to be able to test it out for free for some length of time, but... It's like some people are still, like, Cleveland Browns fans, right? And how long has it been since they've won a game, or a World Series? It just, so, I mean, it's just like a personal thing. Like, worth is such a personal term. But I think it's clear what it is if you want a classic MMO. You know, there's lots of research on what it is, what the bosses are, what the gear is, which champions are good or not, you know. And then people can just decide for themselves whether that's something they want to do. And I mean, if you don't want to support the company for certain reasons, you're like, hey, you know, they had bad releases, or they fired their customers, or they did this thing in response to something China did, like they fired that guy off of that pro player who supported the Free Hong Kong movement. You know, that's fine too. People can just not play it based on political stuff too if they want to. But, I mean, to me, like, it looks alright. As far as, like, classic MMO. My opinion, I don't think it's unreasonably monetized given the current state of games.
Zaya says someone has to die, they die. They deserve it.
Damn it, do I have to close this window? Ugh, I really like the fresh air, but I think the bugs are starting to figure it out. Oh, Browns play for the Super Bowl. What's the World Series one?
I'm just trying to live the moment.
I don't know. Aren't Cleveland sports teams supposed to be pretty bad? I don't know much about that stuff. I was using it as an example that some people just stay with bad things a lot just because they like them to some extent as well. You do disagree with it then with a statement like the current state of games? No, I don't. I think it's... that's assuming that I think the current state of game monetization is bad, which I don't necessarily think it is. Dude, we used to have to pay like $50 for an old like NES game that had like unbelievably bad graphics by today's standards, right? Like 8-bit, and you could beat most games in like 2 hours, and you'd pay $50 for that. I mean, I guess you could go to your Blockbuster or something and rent it. It was way worse. There was no like online. Like, I had fun doing it, I enjoyed it, but by today's standards with gamer stuff, like, it's so much better. Like, you don't even have to leave your house. You just get to download the game. You know, I've played, I don't even know, 10,000 hours of League or something. It doesn't cost anything. I've probably spent less than $100 on it over, like, 10 years. Like, I mean, the value proposition of games these days compared to, you know, what they were back in the day is just like, absurdly better, in my opinion. I just think people just freak out if they have to pay anything a lot of times, or they just want like everything to be free, or companies to be like charities, I guess. I don't know. I mean, companies have to make money, and it's not just the CEO. Yeah, CEOs make a lot of money. They employ a lot of people, right? Like janitors work for them, secretaries work for them. Like, so I don't know. That's not to dismiss and say that there aren't some companies that, you know, have predatory, you know, monetization practices. I don't like loot boxes. I think loot boxes are predatory because they're basically gambling that's not regulated. I don't like when people promise something and then they don't deliver on it. When they say, oh, we're going to have this at like pre-order, like pre-alpha type of stuff, right? Like pre-order this game, and then the game's just like garbage, and it's very clear they didn't put a lot of effort into it. Yeah, that's bad. Like, that's predatory, you know, not good stuff. But I think that at the same time, people tend to be on the outrage side anytime a company tries to make some money, in my opinion. I think the scale, that's the side of the scale people are on.
Let's see what's happening now. Time to get it started.
I don't think it does. I mean, people have this really ideal, you know, vision of like this poor, you know, game designer like in a basement designing the best game just out of love of the game. It's like, I mean, that's a cool vision, right? It's just like design, like, you know, but we don't hold the same I feel like you don't hold a lot of the same standards for like movies and stuff, right? You're not like, oh, this movie made some money, it sucks, right? Like, for some reason, games, people just think that they shouldn't be profitable, and that every designer who spent like, you know, lots of time going to school and went through a very competitive application process, and this is their livelihood, you know, that they shouldn't get any money for making games.
An enemy has been slain.
And I know people can say, well, I don't want to like cut the pay of the game designer, just the CEOs and stuff like that. It's like, but I mean, it's just like every other industry, right? There's CEOs in every industry that make a lot of money that a lot of people think is undeserved. I would say it's extremely difficult to manage large-scale companies. That's probably why they get paid so much. But I don't know. I mean, games cost a lot of money to make these days. Now, rehashing an older game, maybe not, but
What humans call magic, we call life.
I don't know. I just don't think that just because there are investors or that it's a publicly traded company means that it's like sold out or is necessarily a bad thing. It could be, but it's just like anything else, right? Like,
Myself. But you too. Oh, I hate having to have a plan.
I mean, it could be. Again, that's subjective, right? Like, it could be. Just like for some people, they don't want to go to a chain restaurant. Even if it's a nice restaurant, they're going to go to a mom and pop store. You know, some people might want, you know, an indie game designer. But that doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to be quality. You could do that on ethics front, but I mean, look at like CD Projekt Red. And they were working on Cyberpunk forever, and they were basically like an indie game designer that had a great game with Witcher 3, and then they just kind of like, a lot of people would say they over-greeted, over-promised, under-delivered, with borderline, like, you know, exploitative promises that they didn't deliver on. And that was an indie company, right? So I think that, and there are probably lots of other small indie companies that have bad games or predatory practices. Like, I don't think you have to be a you know, mega billion-dollar company to either make bad games or exploit your customers, right? You can do that and be a cheap little game company too.
I can't die looking this good.
I think they're all like talking to each other or something. I like to see that. Yeah, mobile games are bad, but I mean that's just their. I mean, yeah, mobile games are for casual gamers that just want to do more microtransactions. I guess. I mean, I don't really know that market too well, but yeah, it's pretty well known to be a very micro transaction intensive market. Loot boxes and yeah, I mean mobile games are, I would say, more predatory than PC games on average, but I don't know. They're probably like, huh, why didn't they contest us at Dragon when they're really far ahead? Get got.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear.
Mobile stores have harsh conditions on apps. You mean like giving up your privacy and stuff, or what?
I don't do.
You're talking about something like Apple, I think. How much Apple demands as far as a cut. That's their brand, that's their platform. I think 30% is pretty standard, whatever that number is. You're paying a lot for a brand, you know? People are welcome to make their own platform if they don't want to do that, but I don't think Apple's alone in that. I'm pretty sure Microsoft, everybody charges something like that, right? It's like, yeah, you can just get a... You can just get a bag to put your stuff in, right? And walk around town, or you can get a Louis Vuitton bag, right? You can go watch some random indie superhero movie, or you can go watch the Avengers. I guess they would probably charge you about the same for that. That may not be a good example, but... Yeah, but I mean, that's like every store, man. You're paying a lot for that brand. You can go with some rinky-dink, you know, platform if you want to. I'm pretty sure that Steam, Apple, and Microsoft all charge that same, like, 30%. Like, it takes a very long time and a lot of risk to build out that brand. Like, that's not free. Like, Apple didn't just magically appear, you know? They've been building a brand for like 40 years. Same thing, well, Steam hasn't been building it for 40 years, but I'm pretty sure they all charge basically the same thing. Fortnite was just pissed because they thought that they should be able to make like a third-party platform or something and compete with Apple. Like, they're like...
That's have to be it for me, so...
Alright, man, I'll catch you next time. Good games.
I did make my hunter, so...
Hell yeah. Alright, yeah, just message me on there and I'll add you real quick if you want, or we can just do it later. It doesn't matter.
I did, so I don't know if you got it.
Okay. Let me see. Let me look on there real quick. Let me see. Yeah, message me again on there real quick. I think it probably got buried.
Doing it right now.
But yeah, so, you know, they had a contract, right? Like, they had a contract with Apple that said, you know, if you want to be on this, and then they tried to, like, backdoor make access to their own, like, monetization in there. Okay, there we go. Wait, hold on, let me see. Okay.
don't even have a bow. They just give me armor. I don't even have a weapon.
It might be in your bag.
I checked. There's only
Okay.
a hearthstone.
That's weird. I started off with like some just garbage in my bag. But yeah, basically, you know, they tried to break contract and like sell their own crap. And, you know, that was against the contract. That was against their terms. Apple wasn't even, they were trying to sue Apple. Apple wasn't even suing them initially over that. They broke the contract and tried to sue Apple. It was like hilarious. Okay, hold on.
Alright, buddy. Well, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, I emailed you over a little bling.
Little bling bling. I appreciate that. I'm sure I'll hit you back in the long run.
All right, man. Yeah, I'll see you. Have a good one.
Take care.
So yeah, I don't know. Once again, I just try to like take a fair, nuanced view as much as I can about some of these things. Is Apple like, you know, does it have problems? Yes, with their privacy stuff, with a lot of different things like that. But in that case, I think that was Fortnite just trying to be greedy and trying to push their own platform and challenge Apple, basically. But it was like industry standard. They signed a contract for it. I mean, if you sign a contract for something, unless you're coerced or lied to or something like that, like a contract's a contract. And you can either do it or not. But I don't think that Apple has a monopoly on apps. I don't remember. They have a large portion of stuff. But especially when it comes to gaming, like Steam probably has just as much, if not more, traffic than Apple does. And then they're like Microsoft has some stuff too. So I don't know. Let me just check the AH here real quick, and then I'll play another game. Just give me 1 sec. And I'll try to keep fielding questions while I'm doing this. Take a little break in between. Okay, that's good. Oh, Sadie wants by the window. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Sadie likes looking outside, don't you? You think I have an AH addiction? Maybe. I gotta just look real quick. Okay, that. Alright, I'll answer your questions in just a second. I'm just gonna post a couple of these things up here. AH meetings. Let me see what other questions we have here. Welcome to Pre-Cata. Exactly, yeah, I'm on Apple's side. I think that Fortnite was definitely being the douchebags there. Like I said, breaking a contract and trying to sue someone that you broke the contract with. I mean, like trying to say they're a monopoly or whatever. I don't know. I think that was a really bad business decision. I mean, they're trying to get a lot of press, maybe. I'm not sure what their angle is, but they have to know like there's no way in hell they're winning that. Okay. What's selling hot on the AH? Papa's secret. Just a lot of the usual stuff that I saw. I mean, almost everything's hot, honestly. Like, there's so many, like, new characters showing up that just want a lot of gear, materials, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just popping off. I mean, the first, like, few hours, everyone was, like, really exploitative, like, charging absurd prices for stuff. But then once everyone got online during the day, once everyone got online, the prices started normalizing out. A lot of my competitors either aren't posting as much right now, or it's just selling out so fast that I just don't even see it. A lot of the things. But yeah, a lot of things are popping off. Just a lot more players in general that are kind of coming back to the game that haven't been on in a while, or didn't even play in Classic. Okay, I'll go ahead and put us in queue over here. We'll play one or two more. Did that not just... Okay, I need to post that. Multitasking, too many things going on at once. Oh shit, I think I just got a bug in my eye. These little bugs. I figured it out. I had a few, like, good nights of just hanging out with little breeze from outside. Cats chilling in the window, but now the bugs have started to figure it out. I've seen a couple more, like, fruit fly type of thing slipping in.
I can't trade that.
Oh, there we go. Let's go with Morgue. Is there really something in my eye? Let me see. Can't tell. Maybe, sort of, kind of. Sadie. Sadie says, I want to sit on you. I'm not sure if that's a good place, Sadie. I guess we'll just Rakan. It's going to be like LeBlanc support or something, I don't know. How long would it take to run from Exodar to Stormwind? Yeah, I've just got the AH on the second monitor over here, and I'm reading chat and trying to interact with the chat as well. let me see what we're working with here. Twitch is very good. At least recently on Twitch. Okay. Jana, yeah, I guess this is fine. Dang it. I guess we'll play it. I didn't look at everybody else. It's not looking fantastic, but in Twitch we trust, I guess. I don't know. Wait, why is he going exhaust, man? God, he baited me into taking heal. God, it's so bad. I mean, heal's like not the worst in the world, but I really, really would like Ignite. Especially against Jana and her heal, and Aatrox. And Viego to some extent, because whenever he takes a new form, that's a heal. So that would be cut by Ignite. I believe. He might heal while he's untargetable, and maybe that can't be reduced. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it would count.
What was I supposed to do?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
The humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song.
Didn't Steam and consoles like PS4 and Xbox charge a lot less for their stores? I don't think so. Just to get back to Alistair's point.
Minions have spawned.
Well, I don't think Fortnite's dying. I think it's still, you know, a top 10 game. But they're trying to open their own platform for other games. So I think they got the Total War, like Rome or whatever the newest Total War is. They got that away from Steam. Like, they paid a crap ton of money to make that, an exclusive on their platform. I forgot what it is. But, like, basically, they pissed off Apple, and now they're picking a fight with Steam. In order to try to get their new platform going. Just like, hey, you know what? I'm a relative newcomer who's only been in the biz for pretty much 3 years. Let me just pick a fight with everybody. Right? It's like if you're running some kind of like, you're entering into a town for the first time and you're trying to take over every territory and you're like a drug dealer or something like that, right? Like, it's probably not going to end very well for you.
The universe loves.
They just got, maybe they hired some new like upstart executive that was like, yeah, I learned in business school we got to be proactive and aggressive. Or something like that. It's just, does not seem smart. I mean, I guess you got to get your way in there somewhere, but I would try to do like partnerships or something with those people. I feel like it's a lot easier, especially if you're going into such a heavily dominated market like that, just to, you know, play nice until you figure out something that's really niche that other people don't really like interact with. I think that's why Google doesn't go so hard on the gaming, or not as much as they could, because they don't want to like try to go head to head with Amazon's Twitch. Nice, alright. I don't know. To me, that doesn't seem wise, but you got to get a bit bigger first. Like, Amazon plays like that now, but I don't think Amazon played like that back in the day. Like, hey, let's go hard and be the bad guy, right? With a lot of stuff. Nice. God, they went so hard for that. They got heal baited real hard.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is.
Pretty sure he flashed too. Yo, what's up, Nirasake?
Humans think that to believe in something you have to be serious about. That's their problem.
Oh, Amazon doesn't let you get the Google app? That's pretty troll.
I miss Zaya.
Is that a Skaven? Oh, yeah. Pretty much. It's very similar to Skaven. He's got some technology. He's green themed. Dirty rat.
Okay, Rakan.
Yeah.
Burn 'em.
It'd be like a kind of close to one of those Skaven sniper units. He's got poison.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
Damn, we're getting smashed on CS though. But who's been hitting those Draenei levels hard? A few people.
Because I'm free.
Mal's been hitting it. Who else do we have? Oh, and Dave from chat. Mal and Dave are the two that seem to be pretty committed to it. Some other people have been dabbling in it. I'm not sure if we'll have any takers, but Globadier. Could be like a Globadier, yeah. It is a tough ask. I mean, 2 weeks to try to level that up at the start of Burning Crusade when every other class can basically just boost is rough. But I appreciate you. I thought there was one other person that said they might do it, but maybe they've just been working and haven't got to do it yet. Hey, what's up, Christian? Thanks, buddy. Sucks because they're gonna go get it. I was hoping it would last a bit longer, but
Unstoppable.
I mean, if anyone else wants to be shaman, we'd love it. You will guaranteed have a raid slot. First 5 shamans. Guaranteed raid slot. Pretty high loot priority. They don't compete with a lot of other people for their gear. Typically, each role has unique gear, and they have pretty good tier pieces, so don't have to buy, at least from what I understand, at least as a healer, you don't have to buy the Mooncloth set. I don't think. It might be Biz, I'm not sure, but I think you can go leatherworking, which would save you thousands and thousands of gold. guess it feels bad. Well, we got Rift off of it, I guess. Oof. Zed's coming down.
Magic is supposed to be scary. Love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy needs a little fear.
I'm just dead, aren't I?
Dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Rampage.
Yeah, he just ran like literally the worst place you could run.
Woo! I am so into this. What is this?
Godlike.
Yeah, well, no, not Twitch. There's no point. There's no point talking about it. I think that I don't even remember who it was, but whoever was running right here, the Zed, I did miss my W. LeBlanc jumped it, so I probably could have played that a little bit better, but why is Shaman so demanded? Okay, so in Burning Crusade, there's a buff. I don't know how familiar you are with WoW, but basically in Burning Crusade, the raids, there are 25 people, 5 groups of 5. Shamans have a lot of these little totem things that give like huge buffs to your group. It's just your 5-person group though. So you want 5 of them for those buffs. Like really, really big buffs. And they're also very good healers. Like they're really good healers in general, and like their range DPS is pretty good. They just have a lot of buffs that buff up your teammates a ton. And you really ideally want 1 in each group. In future expansions, past Burning Crusade, you can get some of those buffs. They apply to your entire raid. So if you just have 1 shaman, the biggest buff, Bloodlust, you can apply to your whole raid. So they're still nice to have multiples, I think, in future expansions, but Burning Crusade is where you absolutely want a ton of them because Bloodlust is only party-wide and not raid-wide. So that's why. It's really hard to get them on ally side because, and Horde have an advantage in that sense, I guess, because they're allowing people to basically pay $40 to get pretty much a max level character in the classic game. I mean, she had ult. But they won't let you do it with shamans. So every other class. Yeah, I mean, Bloodlust is huge, but also just like the mana regen they give back to casters, the extra like damage they give to people. Bloodlust is obviously like the big marquee thing, but they give so much more too. And it's like they're not bad. Like the DPS is like okay, right? When you add it up, how much their personal like contribution is plus what they're giving to their group, they're definitely worth it to have 1 in each group.
Here's something that won't wash off.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know, Narasake, that you can get the mount on each character. That's actually a pretty good point. That's a much better value proposition than I thought. I thought it was just like 1 character.
I'll just put that there. That's a good place.
Ugh. Could have had her, probably. Can I get her?
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party.
You get writing. They give you writing. I don't know if they give you the epic writing. I assume they probably would, the 100% writing. But I know that with the 40 the 40 boost, you get the 60% riding for free. Oh, okay. They give you 60% with a boost for free. But that's like 100 gold. Okay, I didn't realize you had to pay for the training, though. Yeah, you can't boost with Shaman. If you want some consumables or something or whatever I can hook you up with. I'm about to be able to maybe make some decent elixirs and stuff for you, or some potions or something. Could maybe sling you a little bit of gold. Try to hook the shamans up. And like I said, you'll have... Like, once you get to Burning Crusade, like, you'll, like, pretty much automatic invite to every group. Pretty much. For dungeons and for raids. You just MVP. So it's kind of a pain in the ass right now, but you definitely are the MVP. Like, you have more bargaining power than any other class, by far, in Burning Crusade. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I was trying to hook you up. I was literally just gonna vendor those. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll send this over to a shaman. Yeah, so, you know, gonna be MVP. And like I said, you also, you know, people want to keep their shamans happy, too. So you'll probably get some good gear. And you have very good set gear, which is really nice. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you get away from tailoring as healing. I don't know about the other classes, but that's a big deal. If you don't have to get Mooncloth, you know, like that Mooncloth set is probably going to be at least 3,000 gold, if not more. Shit. Damn, she timed that right when I was going to W. That was too far.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Mistakes were made. But yeah, so that's basically like you get thousands of gold. And people aren't going to care if your numbers are low, right? Like, to an extent. Like, please try to have consumables and try to have reasonable gear. Like, don't go overboard with it, right? But your numbers are going to matter less than they would with other roles. So you don't have to feel as pressured to have the absolute best gear, right? Versus, you know, just someone out there playing rogue, right? Or something like that. A class that's not, like, in really high demand. A class that's, like, not really in demand, you know, it's going to be very competitive. Like, you basically have to know somebody or just have, like, insane numbers. So, I don't know. So, I think it is a pain in the ass early, but I think it's definitely worth it later on, especially if you're interested in raiding. And if you want to, you know, really help out the guild, that's good. So, I don't want to pressure anybody into doing it. But it is a pretty fun playstyle. I think all three of them are pretty fun. And like I said, I will hook you up. You know, you get a little loot priority. And possibly a little gold. So I think, from what I understand, so far we have like 2 people that are really like committed to doing it. We might have more. We might go Ardent here for Twitch.
Move with it. Dance and dance.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if people want to have something on the side, but I'm talking like main shaman type stuff. I mean, 2 is probably doable, honestly. Like, it'd be nice to have more than that, but 2 is enough for Bloodlust on the main DPS people, the 2 lot groups, or the lot group and the hunter group. So, healers don't really, I mean, it's nice, but Bloodlust doesn't matter as much on healers. Bloodlust probably doesn't matter as much on, like, the tank group, the utility group. So you can probably get away with, like, 2 or 3, but obviously you'd want more just because the totems are so strong and so in demand. Maybe didn't need to ult there, but I didn't want him to flash. Oh, please don't start this shit, man. Come on. The supervillain thing. Yeah, I mean, it is very good. You're going to have one in the Warlock group with the LE Shaman. I think the most important groups to have one, probably Warlock and Healers. Like the Mana Regen, Mana Tide Totem is massive on Healers. So I think Healer group and Warlock group, if we only have 2, are going to be the people that get them. I believe we might have 2 Shadow Priests. 1 or 2. And we can put the Shadow Priest, if we're going to be running double Paladin, we can put the Shadow Priest in, one of them with the Paladin group, and that'll probably be okay, mana-wise. But yeah, I think Warlock's definitely with the Elemental, and then probably Healers with the other one. Oh yeah, Mana Spring and Mana Tide are probably the biggest the biggest ones. I mean, even having multiple, dude, if you have like 2 Mana Tide totems, like, it's pretty much infinite mana. Especially if you have a Shadow Priest in there. My god. 2 Shamans. 2 Shamans, Shadow Priest, 2 Druids. I guess 1 Druid probably won't get in there. You'd probably have to have 1 with Tree of Life in the tank group who's stacking a lot of Spirit. And then the Druid in the like Insane Mana Regen can just innervate the other Druid if you have to. And then probably if we have a Paladin Healer, put the Paladin Healer, or I guess it'd be the Priest. You could innervate one of the, like, you could innervate the Priest or something that's not in there. No, hold on. So you do, what? 2 Shamans, Shadow Priest, Druid, normal Priest. Yeah, and then another Druid that's on the outside in the tank group. And that'd be your 5 healers. Wouldn't have a Paladin healer. We don't have anyone that looks like they're doing Paladin healing right now. Would have a Paladin healer for that, but I mean, yeah, if you have enough hunters, yes. But if it comes down to we have 2 shamans, you know, you have 3 options: hunters, hunter group, or warlock group, or healer group. I think it's warlocks and healers. Have to theory craft and math it out, but hunters, because of how they work, like, haste is good on them, but with how that macro works, they want their gun to be a certain speed. I'll have to study this more, but I'm pretty sure they want 2.7 speed, because that way they don't clip their steady shots. So, I mean, they probably like Bloodlust, but I just feel like they're going to get less out of it than the Warlocks. I mean, if we only have like 1 or 2 Warlocks, you could do more with Hunters. I'd have to theory craft it and see. But Warlocks, I believe, are the highest scaling champion in the game with Spell Haste. Because I think it's 2.7. I'm like 99% sure it's 2.7. It's the Wolf Sniper Rifle speed from Karazhan. Because that's considered best in slot until, like, Lady Vash and Serpent Shrine Cavern. But yeah, the locks... Yeah, the locks are... They're just so crazy, because they get, like, extra crit. They just have so many modifiers. And, like, the Shadow Bolt, I think, is a 3-second cast spell, so it's just nutty. Like, locks are just, like, the highest scaling, I think. Melee totems affect pets. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, you'd want an enhanced shaman with the hunters if you had it, but... Stoneclaw totem OP. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure it's 2.7. People specifically don't get higher DPS bows and guns because they want that speed. Like, it goes that deep, I'm pretty sure. Until it gets, like, past a certain threshold. Which is pretty nuts. I mean, I can look that up real quick. So you could have 4 shamans. I mean, that'd be overkill. That'd be cute, but Mal's pretty flexible. If you're totally open for whatever, I would highly encourage you to consider healing, because we need another healer anyways, and we definitely want a healing shaman. Like, I think if it comes down to if we only had 1 shaman, it'd be very tough. I think you would have a healing shaman in the healing group, and then you would move the shaman over for Bloodlust into the Warlock group, and then move it back into the healing group, I think is how we'd do it. But since we have 2, I think we can just keep them in each one. And we could move the healing one, if we need to, we can move that into a Warlock group, or another Hunter Mage group, or whatever. Or another Hunter Mage group. Like, we can move the healing one to a different group, because healers don't really need that much haste most of the time. I think they're all good. I mean, that's it for League, though. I can talk about Warcraft for a little bit longer if people want, but that's gonna be it for League. I think we won every game, didn't we? It's pretty nice, like 3 or 4 games. I don't know if they talk about it on Elitist Jerks or not. This is like, if you guys don't know about this website, this is kind of old school, but this is like some of the best theory crafting ever done. And they're right about a lot of stuff. And they have a lot of good ideas. Some of the articles are better than others. Oh, they don't have a Hunter one. I'd have to look it up, but I'm almost positive that they just have a spreadsheet. But I'm almost positive that I've read stuff. I can look it up later and do a video on it or something, but I'm like 99% sure that it's that Wolf Sniper Rifle. Now, this thing is not always accurate, but we can take a look at it and see. Yeah, I think this is what's considered the best for a very long time. Is this Wolf Slayer Sniper Rifle. Because of the speed. The 2.7. I don't know if they explain any of that here. I think Lady Vash has a better one at tier 5, but that's like a very, very long ways off. No, actually, and it's so strong in tier 5, this site is actually recommending, even through the Eye, even through Serpent Shrine Cavern, that you still keep the Wolf Slayer Sniper Rifle, which is nuts. So, you know, they're saying until tier 6, you're keeping that Sniper Rifle, pretty much. Maybe if you're a who gets a bonus to bows? Trolls, which doesn't apply to us, but maybe with trolls, maybe that changes the calculus. But yeah, I think it's 2.7 and not clip. But anyways, it's all good. We'll figure it out another time. But anyways, all right. Well, that's gonna be it. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. I will have some more league content for you as well. I recorded a video. I just haven't released it yet about what's coming up in the next patch. So I'll probably release that tomorrow. I'll have some more Total War for you, and then I'll probably start releasing some Warhammer content as well. Now that I've played a little bit with the new masteries, I'll start off releasing one about Druid, but then I'll try to release just like a quick guide or recommendation for every class if I can. Quick. I mean, we'll keep it to try to keep it to 15 to 30 minutes if I can. But anyways, all right. Well, that's gonna be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you.